Good evening, and welcome to the 1994 Excellence in Broadcasting Awards. The Excellence in Broadcasting Awards is sponsored by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association to recognize outstanding achievement by Wisconsin radio and television broadcasters. The competition was established to encourage the highest standards of reporting, community service, and production creativity. It brings the ultimate prize, peer recognition, to members of the broadcast industry in Wisconsin. We also wish to take this opportunity to thank the Miller Brewing Company for making this evening's program possible. To ensure the broadest participation and recognize the widest range of accomplishments, the WBA Awards Committee has created 12 different news, community, public affairs, and production award categories for each of 3 market sizes in both radio and television. This evening's presentation recognizes the best of Wisconsin radio and television broadcasting in those categories. Our first category is Spot News. In small market television, the best of 1994 is WHKE-TV Kenosha for Boy Driver, Don Blanchard photographer, Mika Rogovine reporter. In Spot News medium market television, the best of 1994 is WBAY-TV Green Bay for Spanbauer Confession, Nicole Allen, executive producer. In Spot News major market television, the best of 1994 award goes to WISN-TV Milwaukee for Waukesha Shooting Spree, Bob Vermiglio photographer, Renee Riddle reporter, and the Channel 12 news team.
Inside that gray van are 2 men believed to have killed a Waukesha police officer after a bank robbery. That woman, their hostage, was thrown from the van as the men plowed through a police roadblock in a hail of gunfire and headed directly at our Channel 12 news crew, trapped in the middle. The chaos ended with a violent crash.
In Spot News major market radio, the best of 1994 award goes to WISN-AM Milwaukee for Dahmer Killed in Prison by the WISN radio news staff. In Spot News story small market radio, the best of 1994 award goes to WRLO-FM Antigo for Evan Hoke, Trapped in a Hole, Brent Wheathorn reporter. In Spot News medium market radio, the best of 1994 is WAXX-FM Eau Claire for Foster Tornado, Elaine Foster, Chris Lotto, Keith Edwards, and Mike Walters reporters.
Wind-burned western Wisconsin is recovering from overnight storms which ravaged the state, claiming 2 lives locally, 2 others in the rest of the state, and injuring many others. Elaine Foster has our first report.
Eau Claire County Sheriff's officials say a 3-year-old girl was killed when a trailer home blew into a ditch near Finch Drive. Another woman was killed when her van was lifted by the twister off I-94 and thrown into a ditch. Reporter Chris Lotto was at the scene.
Besides the 2 lives lost due to last night's twister, residents, most of them farmers, are starting to size up the amount of damage to their property. The Sheriff's Department says one farmer lost roughly 135 head of cattle, and one witness says the farmer was trapped in his barn for more than 2 hours. His cornfield is littered with debris, farm equipment, and some dead cattle. The top of the farmer's silo was literally ripped off by the tornado. Marcy Isaacson lives on a farm at the corner of Highway 53 and County Highway Double H. She eyewitnessed the tornado about a quarter mile from her property.
Our second category is Hard News Story. In major market television, the best of 1994 award goes to WITI-TV Milwaukee for Jeeps. Boyd Hoopert, reporter, Jim Wilson, photojournalist. In Hard News small market television, the best of 1994 is WKBT-TV La Crosse for Friedenlund triple murder coverage by the Channel 8 news team. In Hard News medium market television, the best of 1994 is WBAY-TV Green Bay for Cora Jones coverage, Nicole Allen, executive producer.
Good evening. Action 2 News has learned a 12-year-old girl from Waupaca County is missing tonight. Cora Jones was last seen in rural Waupaca County at about 2:30 this afternoon. She told her grandmother she was going to go bike riding. A neighbor spotted the bike lying in the middle of the road at the intersection of Sanders and Rural Road. Search parties combed the woods and cornfields in that area tonight. The search was called off at about 8:30 this evening because of darkness. Police are treating this as a possible abduction tonight. Her family talked to Action 2 News and says this is not like Cora. She wouldn't run away.
I just talked to her at just before she left to go on her bike ride, and I told her I was coming to get her, and I told her when, and it's not like Cora.
She is described as about 5'2", 100 pounds. She has shoulder-length brown hair and brown eyes. She was wearing a bright green jacket and a pink T-shirt and shorts. Cora's family says she also has a very distinctive surgery scar, which runs from the left side of her chest to her navel and then down her left leg.
In Hard News Story, Medium Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WOMT AM Manitowoc for Jason Wright murder trial. Fred Berry, reporter. In Hard News, Small Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WBKV AM West Bend for trapping protest. Chris Lee, reporter. And in Hard News Story, Major Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WISN AM Milwaukee for Seeking Justice. Doug Gavel, reporter.
I'm Doug Gavel, WISN News.
It's a busy, intensive system. We're handling in excess of 60,000 cases a year, adult cases. They are jamming the courts, and everybody in the system is working full bore.
The wheels of justice are spinning in Milwaukee County. Just ask County District Attorney Michael McCann.
The drug cases and the sexual assault cases are coming on for trial within 65 days, 70 days. That's extraordinary in the country. The homicide cases are coming on for trial in 94 days. We're targeting for 90 days. Again, that's extraordinary.
This year we'll handle 5,500 major felonies.
Patrick Sheedy is the chief judge in Milwaukee County.
In my family court, each judge gets about 180 to 200 divorces a month. They get about 100 paternities a month. They get about 130 post-judgment to correct things that have happened. That means they've got to get rid of 25 cases a day.
Our third category is Feature Story. In Feature Small Market Television, the Best of 1994 is WXOW-TV La Crosse for Old Mill. David Soley, reporter. Steve Herguy, photographer. In Feature Medium Market Television, the Best of 1994 is WISC-TV Madison for Polka King. Mark Kane, reporter. Bill Roach, photographer. Steve Kane, producer. And in Feature Major Market Television, the Best of 1994 award goes to WITI-TV Milwaukee for Peanuts. Boyd Hoopert, reporter. Jim Wilson, photojournalist.
Good evening, young man. Thank you, sir.
Ever notice how everyone at the ballpark has a lingo?
Howdy, young feller.
A way of talking that says they belong here.
I want the pretty part.
Take the vendors. There's Robin Sedgwick's classic call.
A genuine draft beer.
Hey, for boss.
And Dana Vina's rhythmic soprano.
All natural strawberry lemon lime fruit boss.
But no one can rise above the din like Scott Oman.
Peanuts!
Nobody has actually ever put a meter to Oman's voice.
Peanuts!
But you get the feeling he'd register somewhere between jackhammer and jet engine.
Peanuts!
A voice like this is going to get noticed. And round about the fifth inning, it usually happens.
Peanuts!
It starts as a faint echo. A few more fans chime in. And soon entire sections are sounding the call for
Peanuts!
Our Best Feature Story Major Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WTMJ AM Milwaukee for My Cups Runneth Over. Sherry Preston, reporter. In Feature Medium Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WAYY AM Eau Claire for Grumpy Gobbler. Elaine Foster, reporter. In Feature Small Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WTCH AM Shawano for AIDS, Not Just an Urban Problem. Jay Vilwak, reporter.
As traffic passed by, 15 people stood in silence in front of the Shawano County Courthouse, silent except for the passing traffic. It was a silent memorial to those that have died of AIDS in Shawano County. The Thursday morning observance included families who have lost someone to AIDS. There was Norbert Kroner, his wife Doris. They lost their 41-year-old son Bert in March. He was one of 9 in Shawano County to die of AIDS so far. They remain proud of their son and his battle with the disease.
We were never ashamed of the fact. We just faced up to it, and we grew stronger every day.
Norbert Kroner says if only people understood the suffering victims go through.
Came home from out west, and he stayed with us the last 2 years at our home.
What's the service mean to you folks today?
I think it's this is very important to the people that are not aware of what these people are going through.
Our fourth category is mini documentary or series. In major market television, the best of 1994 is WITI-TV Milwaukee for One Tough Landlord, Boyd Hoopert reporter, Keith Kropodlowski photojournalist. In mini documentary or series medium market television, the best of 1994 award goes to WISC-TV Madison for Troubled Teens Gone Good, Joel Despain reporter, Don Cady photographer. And in mini documentary or series small market television, the best of 1994, WKBT-TV La Crosse for Beyond Bars, When Sex Offenders Go Free, Tracy Sievertson, reporter.
What if a convicted sex offender moved in next door to you? What's more important, your right to know or the parolee's right to privacy? Well, Tracy Sievertson joins us live from our newsroom tonight with the first of a week-long look at questions like these in our series Beyond Bars, When Sex Offenders Go Free. Tracy?
Bill, all of those questions are being asked right now in the small, normally quiet town of Durand in Pepin County. The town's latest resident has been convicted of 2 violent sexual assaults and has confessed to 3 other gruesome rapes around the area. The man I'm talking about is 36-year-old Kerry Allen Abbott, and after spending 9 years in the Mendota State Mental Hospital, he's not getting a warm welcome home.
He rang the doorbell, and I went to the door, and he asked if he could use the phone. And immediately I seemed to feel like something was wrong.
For the first time, one of Abbott's victims is speaking publicly about the day Abbott raped her at knife point.
In mini documentary or series major market radio, the best of 1994 award goes to WTMJ AM Milwaukee for The Blind Leading the Blind, Kevin Fisher, reporter. Mini documentary or series medium market radio, the best of 1994 is WFHR AM Wisconsin Rapids for What's Happening to Your Money, Carl Hilke, reporter, producer. And in mini documentary or series small market radio, the best of 1994 award goes to WBKV AM West Bend for Luke, Olympic Bound, Bernadette Parr, writer, producer, reporter.
West Bend's Luke Bodensteiner is hoping the second time around is the charm as he heads to the 1994 Winter Olympics, hoping to bring home a gold medal. Going to the Olympics has been a goal of Luke since he can remember. Luke really began training specifically for this year's Olympics last May with the first cross-country skiing camp in Mount Bachelor. It was then on to Norway for some glacier skiing and then a short trip to Lillehammer, the site of this year's Olympics. While there, the prospective team checked out the Olympic Village, with each hoping it would become their home for at least 15 days in February. But what happens during Luke's training process?
Half of my training is done on roller skis, and the other half is divided between biking and running and weight training and swimming and just about any kind of endurance sport you can do, and we do it in training.
Luke estimates he spends at least 30 hours a week doing some sort of endurance training exercise, and when including the stretching and other exercises, that adds up to 50 to 60 hours a week just training.
Our fifth category is feature-length documentary. In major market television, the best of 1994 award goes to WISN-TV Milwaukee for Rap on Rap, Candy Nichols, associate producer, Carrie Edwards and Murph Seymour, producers. In feature-length documentary Small Market Television, the best of 1993 is WKBT-TV La Crosse for Dying with Dignity by the Channel 8 News team. And in feature-length documentary for medium market television, the best of 1994 is WISC-TV Madison for Property Taxes, Time for Reform? Roger Putnam and Dave Verhasset reporters, John Karcher and Beth Zerbakken anchors, Liz Hansen, producer.
You're watching Property Taxes. Time for Reform? A WISC TV3 primetime special.
The question tonight, will we ever pay lower property taxes? Good evening and welcome to our WISC TV3 Property Tax Special. I'm Beth Zerbakken.
And I'm John Karcher. Taxpayers are saying, give us real property tax relief, lower our taxes. Lawmakers keep making that promise, but the bills keep on going up.
Let's take a look at a real bill. It comes from a $100,000 assessed home in Madison, which is about average now for the city. The city taxes take about $1,000. The school district taxes the largest chunk of that, more than $2,000 of the $3,298 bill. Despite promises of relief, this tax bill is up nearly 12.5% from last year.
For the next hour, we'll be asking lawmakers and other experts what can be done to bring real property tax relief. In other words, bring them down.
In feature-length documentary Medium Market Radio, the best of 1994 goes to WRJN-AM Racine for How Can We Make It Better? Tom Mountain, writer, reporter, producer. In feature-length documentary Small Market Radio, the best of 1994 award goes to WSUP-FM Platteville for 30th birthday program, George Smith, producer. In feature-length documentary Major Market Radio, the best of 1994 award goes to WEZW-FM Milwaukee for How Clean Is That Restaurant? Phil Cienciola, news director.
Hope you have your hats on, health department. Fire you if you don't. Okay. You have chaos. That's the on-premise manager here in the kitchen. The Milwaukee Health Department. And this is a gentleman from WEZW who's just following him around to make sure they do a job, I guess.
I like starting in one corner and just working my way out establishment. While I go through, I do try and observe for any violations, any food handling at that time.
He's Mark Mallon, a City of Milwaukee Health Department food inspector. Now, it may sound hard to believe, but he is one of only 20 such food inspectors handling about 3,500 eating establishments in the city of Milwaukee. Yes, just 20 people doing hundreds and hundreds of checkups for everything from food temperatures to roaches, from clean toilets to dishwater.
Our sixth category is effective use of the medium. In small market television, the best of 1994 is WXOW-TV La Crosse for Battle of the Bulge, Kathleen Boo, reporter-producer. In effective use of the medium market television, the best of 1994 is WMTV Madison for Race Day, Brett Aulis, photojournalist. And in major market television, the best of 1993 award goes to WITI-TV Milwaukee for Temples to the Soil, Boyd Hoopert, reporter, Jim Wilson, photojournalist.
There was a lot more to barns than just buildings that had economic value. Tremendous craftsmanship in these old barns. To me, the barns tie us to our histories. They're kind of a metaphor for who we are. This is a gambrel roof, but it has a couple of interesting additional features.
Jerry Apps knows but one way to approach an old barn.
There's a nice view of the end to see how tall it is.
With reverence.
There's something about this old wood that I find just very attractive. Just look at it.
In effective use of the medium, major market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WISN AM Milwaukee for Gone Fishing, Nick Bohr, reporter. In effective use of the medium market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WLSU-FM La Crosse for Moan Quotes, Doug Anderson, reporter. In effective use of the medium small market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WHDG-FM Rhinelander for Northland Pines, John Burton, reporter.
The voices of the Northland Pines Elementary Choir were part of the dedication celebration for a new school building. Ceremonies took place yesterday at the new pre-kindergarten through 8th grade school just north of Eagle River. A number of dignitaries spoke, including 8th grade Vice President Hans Hoffman.
I would like to take this time to say thank you from all the students attending this new school.
An estimated 800 spectators were treated to an energetic speech from former State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Dr. Bert Grover.
Thanks to the teachers and to Linda and the board, and yes, to the architect, and yes, more importantly, to the broader community as you celebrate here today around your own children. You did the right thing, and you know it.
District voters approved the $10 million school construction project on the third attempt 2 years ago. The building replaced the outdated Eagle River Elementary School and Northland Pines Middle School. Students moved into the building with the start of classes this year.
Our seventh category is editorial or commentary. In major market television, the Best of 1994 award goes to WITI-TV Milwaukee for Who Killed Baby Brittany? Written by news director Jill Geisler and delivered by WITI-TV President and General Manager Andrew Potus. In editorial commentary small market television, there were no entries in this category. In editorial commentary medium market television, the Best of 1994 is WISC-TV Madison for Tougher Penalties for Club 3054. Neil Heinen, editorial director.
This is a WISC editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
The Madison City Council's Alcohol License Review Committee should reject the recommendation of a license suspension for Club 3054 and shut the place down for good. So far, the only reason we've heard for the lenient treatment recommended by the city attorney's office is owner Sherry Becker's contention that she wasn't aware of the sexual activity taking place in the basement of her bar. What better reason to take her license away? Ms. Becker's attorney argues the city withheld knowledge of the activity for months, which frankly only makes Becker's lack of knowledge seem worse. But most troublesome of all is the implication that because this was a gay and lesbian bar, the oversight was excusable. Nonsense. Most gays and lesbians do not engage in public sex in bars any more than heterosexual people, and yes, Visions would have been shut down if the same thing happened there. As we've said before, this is a public health matter. The public expects businesses with liquor licenses to maintain certain standards. Club 3054 didn't. It allowed extremely risky activities to go on. It should be closed.
In editorial or commentary major market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WTMJ AM Milwaukee for Tale of Two Athletic Programs, written and delivered by Charles Sykes. In editorial or commentary small market radio, there were no entries in this category. In editorial or commentary medium market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WXCO AM Wausau for Assault Weapon Ban, written and delivered by General Manager Tom Chapman.
WXCO Radio now presents an editorial view of today's topics of concern with General Manager Tom Chapman.
A few months ago, Congress passed and the President signed the Brady Law, imposing a 5-day waiting period and criminal background check for anyone legally purchasing a handgun. Next month, the President will sign into law a bill which would ban a variety of assault weapons. When President Clinton and Congress vowed to stimulate our economy, little did I realize it would take place in the gun industry. You see, the immediate and collective result of these new laws has been an economic boom to gun manufacturers and gun stores across the country, as an anxious public buys up everything they can get their hands on at hugely inflated prices. It's panic buying that's making new gun owners of millions of people. And instead of curbing the number of guns in the hands of people, these laws have actually encouraged the legal sale of millions of new guns to a public that's fed up with crime and fearful that they're about to lose a basic constitutional right. Now, come re-election time, you can be sure that our politicians will be touting their efforts to reduce crime through these bills, but they just don't get it.
Our 8th category is Community Affairs Activity. In medium market television, the best of 1993 is WHA-TV Madison for We the People, Healthcare on Trial. In Community Affairs Activity Major Market Television, the best of 1994 award goes to WITI-TV Milwaukee for Coats for Kids, Vince Candela host, Patty Gorski executive producer, supported by the entire TV6 News team. In Community Affairs Activities Small Market Television, the best of 1994 is WXOW-TV La Crosse for Neighbor Saver Saturday, a combined effort by the entire staff of WXOW-TV.
The cost of cardiovascular disease runs into the billions of dollars, according to the American Heart Association. The cost of lives is also great. But many heart patients do return to active lives through rehabilitation.
You know, the people are just climbing and building, and by the time they leave here, they're back to 100%.
Mary Graves is working out after having a valve in her heart replaced.
The doctor recommended that I come here and be monitored while I'm starting my exercise program. I feel really confident that I can do all these exercises and not get in trouble because of all the monitors and the help from the people here.
Rehabilitation leaves many patients feeling healthier and stronger than they did before surgery.
They probably didn't realize how bad or maybe poorly they felt before they were actually engaged in some type of regular exercise, good eating, and all of those things that contribute to good health.
In Community Affairs Activities Small Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WRDB-AM Reedsburg for 40th WRDB United Fund Radio Auction. Tommy Lee Bashinsky, executive producer. In Community Affairs Activity Medium Market Radio, the Best of 1994 is WIIL-FM Kenosha for Food Drive, Care Vernizzi, Promotions Manager. In Community Affairs Activity Major Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WTMJ-AM Milwaukee for House of Peace Toy Drive. Mary Alice Tierney, executive producer, Jonathan Green, air talent.
Look at Steve Wexler, our program. This is the hardest work I've ever seen him done. He's actually carrying the wrapped presents from Quad Graphics into the House of Peace van. Brother Booker Ash, we may have to have another one of these to get you a bigger van. All right.
There you go, Carl.
You must be extremely gratified at what you're seeing here this afternoon.
I am highly gratified and edified, overwhelmed, really.
Now, the plans are to make the deliveries on Monday, are they not?
Right, but we don't deliver. The families will all come in.
And it's our goal today to make sure that there are no unhappy faces on Monday.
Right, we hope not.
Milwaukee, and Jonathan talked about this yesterday, that the House of Peace has had some bad luck in the past, but somehow there's always a rainbow.
Right. Batteries. Always. Too much of the batteries. And the people of Milwaukee always come through. Yeah.
That is something special about this town. We're not perfect by any means, but this city has a heart, doesn't it?
It does.
Our 9th category is Service to Children. In Major Market Television, the Best of 1994 award goes to WISN-TV Milwaukee for Street Smart Kids. Kip Christine, editor, Candy Nichols and Jim Bishop, producers, Patrick Baldwin, writer and executive producer. In Service to Children's Small Market Television, the Best of 1994 is WEAU-TV Eau Claire for Service to Children by the entire staff of WEAU-TV. In Service to Children Medium Market Television, the Best of 1994 award goes to WHA-TV Madison for We the Young People.
I was very educated about birth control, condoms, abstinence. I have a child.
They just think it's going to be safe because I have a condom.
I know people who got
get shot right next door to me, you know, by the same people who threatened me, so, you know, it's real scary. I didn't want a gun because there's so many crime by my house. I mean, how am I supposed to protect myself?
If you're gonna get financial aid, where's the money gonna come from? The government doesn't have any money as it is.
I'm wondering what kind of jobs are going to be out there after we get out of college, get our degrees. What are we going to do? Have to go back to McDonald's?
In service to children's small market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WFAW-AM Fort Atkinson for Rock and Read. Lynette Lobsher, writer, Casey James, production, Scott Trenadu, executive producer. In service to children major market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WYMS-FM Milwaukee for Secret Clubhouse. Peter Zarin and Gary Nosacek, producers, Ken Keene, editor. In service to children for medium market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WHKQ-FM Racine for Coats for Children, written and produced by Don Rosen.
It's that time of year again when our thoughts go toward buying toys for the children. Well, WHKQ-FM 92 would like you to think of something else as well. Coats for the Children, for children in neighborhoods just like yours who don't have coats to keep them warm this time of year. Now here's how you can help. Check your closets for new or like-new coats that you've outgrown, coats that are out of style, and coats you won't be wearing anymore. Then drop them off in the Coats for the Children bins at the Regency Mall at Highways 11 and 31 in Racine, or any of the Valley Cleaners or Ideal Cleaners locations. Or you can send a monetary donation to Coats for the Children, WHKQ-FM 92, 4201 Victory Avenue, Racine, Wisconsin, 53405. Now, you'll get a nice warm feeling knowing that you've helped a child keep warm this winter. Coats for the Children. From Quality Radio, WHKQ, FM 92.
Our 10th category is Public Service Announcement. The Best of 1994 for small market television is WEAU-TV Eau Claire for Momentum, Chippewa Valley. John Nemick and Brian Podner, photographers, editors. Carol Lee Zepieski, producer. In Public Service Announcement Medium Market Television, the Best of 1994 is WISC-TV Madison for Community Baby Shower. Nan Blum-Roach, writer, producer. And in Public Service Announcement Major Market Television, the Best of 1994 award goes to WTMJ-TV Milwaukee for AIDS Walk, Wisconsin. Fran Davis, writer, producer. Paul Balistreri, editor. Dan Kullenberger, graphic artist.
There's something very simple you can do about AIDS. Join AIDS Walk Wisconsin on September 18th. It'll be no ordinary Sunday.
I'm Carol Meekins. Today's TMJ4 wants you to join us for AIDS Walk Wisconsin. Bring your friends and family out for a 10K walk starting at Summerfest.
Join today's TMJ4 at AIDS Walk Wisconsin and help support AIDS care, education, and research. To sign up, call 800-348-WALK.
In Public Service Announcement Major Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WOLX-FM Madison for Mash Bash Series. Angie Harris, Fletcher Keys, and Sarah James, writers. Fletcher Keys and Sarah James, editors, producers. In Public Service Announcement Medium Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WHKQ-FM Racine for Coats for Children. Don Rosen, writer, producer. In Public Service Announcements Small Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WRDB-AM Reedsburg for 17,000 People. Bob Zernjabel, writer, producer.
Wisconsin Rapids, Marshfield, Middleton. How about Cudahy? The people in De Pere, Whitefish Bay, or how about Greendale? What would Wisconsin be without these folks? About 17,000 in each city. 17,000 people. 17,000 people. That's how many alcohol-related fatalities occur during the holiday season nationwide every year. 17,000 lives that could be saved. 17,000 lives that won't be home for the holidays. Please, don't drink and drive. Use a designated driver. Celebrate the holidays safely. 17,000 is a shame. Don't share the blame. A public service announcement from WRDB and WNFM. Hey, we want you back home from the holidays.
Our 11th category is promotional announcement. In major market television, the Best of 1994 award goes to WISN TV Milwaukee for Momentum. Patrick Baldwin, writer-producer, Kip Christine, videographer, editor. In promotional announcement medium market television, the Best of 1994 is WISC TV Madison for School Watch. Nan Blum Roach, writer-producer, Ben and Mackenzie Roach, talent, Lou Harrison, editor. In promotional announcement for small market television, the Best of 1994 is WEAU TV Eau Claire for Sports Scene. Tom Benson, director, Tom Murtis, editor-producer.
Watch for Sports Scene 13, Friday and Saturday nights on News Center 13 at 10. Brought to you by First Federal Bank of Eau Claire.
In promotional announcement medium market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WDEZ-FM Wausau for Monday Night Football promo. Shane Finch, writer, Lou Stewart, editor, Dick Urvasti, producer. In promotional announcements small market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WHTL-FM Whitehall for Ralph and Alice Go to Branson. Barb Sem, writer, Eric Haas, producer. And in promotional announcement major market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WLUM-FM Milwaukee for Woodstock 94 giveaways. Dan Baus, writer, Mark Allen, producer.
So, you weren't able to make it to Woodstock 94. You weren't able to sit in 5,000 gallons of mud, dance with a bunch of weird naked people, and pay $100 for a pizza. So, you weren't able to make it to Woodstock 94. New Rock 1021 is giving you a chance to experience Woodstock 94 from the comfort of your Barca Lounger. All this week, we're giving away double CD soundtracks and videos, and mud. It all documents the most uncomfortable concert in history.
Okay, we've got a storm coming. It's pretty nice now, but there's a big storm coming.
Woodstock in your living room. The same music, cheaper pizza. The weird naked dancing people is up to you. A New Rock 1021 production.
Our final category is commercial announcement. In major market television, the Best of 1994 award goes to WITI-TV Milwaukee for Kids Stuff. Bill Howe and Robin McGill, producers-director, Jeff Darrow, graphics. In commercial announcement medium market television, no awards were given in this category. And in small market television, the Best of 1994 is WXOW-TV La Crosse for What's New, Wheatsteins. Steve Larson, writer-producer.
Recently, I casually asked Whetstein's television sales staff, what's new?
Big screen. Pro Scan. Cinema Stereo.
13-inch stereo.
Wireless headphones. Dolby Pro Logic surround sound.
Flat screen television. Picture-in-picture.
It's not expensive. Did you hear that? Did you see that? Do you want to say something, Dan?
Delivery and installation 7 days a week. Whetstein's price guarantee, 90 days same as cash. Dolby Pro Logic.
Pro Scan.
Dual tuners.
Built-in VCRs.
All I asked was what's new in televisions at Whetstein's.
In commercial announcement, small market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WMEQ-FM Menominee for Polly and Wally. Laura Gannon, writer, Mike McKay, producer. In commercial announcement major market radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WLUM-FM Milwaukee for Packer Tailgate Party. Mark Allen, producer, Ron Bunce, writer. And in commercial announcement, Medium Market Radio, the Best of 1994 award goes to WIIL-FM Kenosha for Cleaning Up Loose Ends, written and produced by Jim Cranston.
While driving down a country highway, the president of a famous pizza chain hits upon the inspiration for his next great pizza special. Mark. That's it. Pizza for a buck. And pizza history was made, along with an incredible mess on the windshield and front grille of his Mercedes. Ugh. Bark. Lucky for him, his next stop was Chuck's Details on South 83 in Grays Lake. Bark. No, Chuck. Chuck's Details, where they keep the American dream clean, specializing in buffing and waxing, interior cleaning, engine steaming, and more. Chuck's Details can even handle those pesky chicken lips. Pluck your car clean with $25 off the ultimate detail, a thorough cleaning of your car inside and out, including the engine compartment. They'll even get the feathers out of your vents. All this and more, including protective paint sealer for under $175. So the next time inspiration hits your pride and joy, let Chuck's Details clean up the loose ends. Chuck's Details, 375 South 83 in Grays Lake, or call 708-548-1111.
Thank you for joining us for the 1994 Excellence in Broadcasting Awards. Once again, we would like to thank Miller Brewing Company for making this evening's program possible, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. And now a special salute to all who shared their excellence in broadcasting, and congratulations from your peers to all 1994 Excellence in Broadcasting Award winners.